football. Wasn't it fantastic? After we made it through the crap game that was Thursday night's game, because nobody wants to see the Patriots play ever, except for apparently Clinton, because he just loves to have all of their players on his teams at all times. We all got to enjoy the fantastic things now. The fantastic thing that is Sunday football. Hopefully, most of you got to watch the games that you wanted to see, and if not, get your crap together and watch some football. So, unfortunately, we're not all that much richer because none of us in this league won $2 million. Well done, we failed miserably. But what I thought was really interesting about this particular week was all of the studs that just sucked. I mean, I think we're all aware of it. You got your Adrian Petersons, Calvin Johnsons, obviously like Dez Bryant, Demaryius Thomas. Over and over, only a few of them actually ended up performing really well. You have random Carlos Hyde just going off. Of course, Julio wrecking people. The first half of the Eagles-Atlanta game was crazy. So all you need to know is fantasy football forever is and forever will be luck. And the best you can do is try and mitigate that luck as much as possible. The statistic that I've decided that I'm going to stick with absolutely no basis whatsoever, other than just personal opinion and mental aptitude, and due to the fact that I can make the playoffs in this league year over year, I think you can eliminate that luck down to about 70% with decent strategy, management, and draft. So that being said, let's get to the recap. Once again, for the love of Pete, just plug it in, listen to it. I'm not going to be sharing my screen yet. I'm just going to be talking. You don't need to see it. I don't even have my cane with me to like wave in front of the thing. And I'm not wearing my jacket, so don't listen to me. I'm sorry, just listen to me talk. Don't watch me talk. To the recaps. Tyler versus Malco. Well, that got out of hand quickly. Super quickly. So this is the one that ESPN and I differed on and going into the week. And guess what? ESPN, I won. That's right. I picked Malco, and Malco won. Now, what do we got going on here? The matchup of the quarterback, Ben wins over Andrew Luck, which is kind of surprising, but hey, you know, whatever. Buffalo has a good defense. C.J. Anderson doing diddly versus Carlos Hyde just going off. One huge difference here. The other huge difference, obviously, going to be Julio Jones versus Brandon Marshall, and Julio Jones wins. I picked DeAndre Hopkins to have a good week. Hey, look at that, he did. So I'm looking at this team. I see Carlos Hyde, who may or may not be legit. I see DeAndre Hopkins. I see Julio Jones, Jarvis Landry. Come on. He's not going to be all that great all that much, so that was kind of flukish. But those that Julio, DeAndre, Carlos thing, that could be pretty magical for Malco. So I'm going to have to change my opinion pretty soon whether or not he makes the playoffs. I mean, he's a terrible manager of team, but maybe he did a good draft. We'll see what happens. Tyler, this is really bad, man. I'm looking at your team going, yeah. David Johnson, like you're crossing your fingers that Chris Johnson gets injured. Did he just get you something there? Because Latavius Murray doesn't have a quarterback that's any good. C.J. Anderson, I'm sure he'll come around, but quarterback situation is sketchy because Sam Bradford looked terrible in the first half, just completely lost. And can I just say the way that he wears his jersey reminds me of a JV quarterback. It's sagging down to his elbow, and the way that he's wearing it, he just does not look like a normal quarterback, and I find it kind of weird. I was explaining this to Ricky, and he's like, no, he's a big dude. He's huge. Have you seen it? No, he looks like a moron out there on the field. He looks like a JV quarterback. He needs to get something put together on that. Otherwise, I just will never believe in him, and especially if he plays the way he did in the first half. He was terrible. So, good trade there. I might have been wrong. Maybe it was a great trade for Aaron to get Coleman over Bradford. I don't know. We'll see. But still. Your bench, Parker, with Miami, nothing. Brian Quick was out. Evans was out. Hillman didn't do anything. Your Broncos D did really well. Your defense is your strongest team. There you go, Tyler. You have a really good defense. Congratulations. Just saying I picked it. ESPN didn't. Good job, me. So, the repeat of the Sacco from last year. That was fun. Huh? Matt Forte doing a lot better than I expected him to do. Nice job, Matt. Yeah, he didn't. What is with the defense? That's what it was. It was all defenses this week. That's why fantasy teams were doing terrible. Because it's all defense. Look, it's 21 points for Jeffrey and 14 for the Bengals. There's a lot of really high-scoring defenses this week. Drew Brees destroyed Trey Bridgewater. Jeffrey. Bridgewater didn't look good. Him and Bradford from last night. Not looking good. Macklin apparently is not going to be targeted a lot, so I was wrong on him. AJ Green, he'll be better. It just happens. Golden Tate, your number 2 target on a bad throwing offense because Stafford apparently has decided to completely suck. So, yeah, 85 points might be Jeffrey's high this year because Matt Forte is going to not score 24 points all the time. And DeMarco Murray saved you with 2 touchdowns, otherwise it's been a bigger loss. But as it sits, Tim, not bad. Didn't have a huge week from anyone necessarily, other than Jason Witten's 2 touchdowns late that got you the win. But even with just 1 touchdown, looks like your team is going to be a pretty consistent, solid, 94 to 100 point average team. So that should get you in the playoffs. Sorry, Freeman's not going to be much. I really liked the other guy, Coleman. Thought he did well. So I'm just looking at your bench and not much going on there except for Kendall Wright. Who knew? Marcus Mariota, right? Yeah. So you could have had a better game. Jeffrey, your best game wouldn't have beaten Tim. So take that for what it's worth. Let's see. Clinton versus Dwayne. Oh, this game was already over. We already talked about this one. Dwayne obviously was going to lose. That's just the way it was going to happen, even with 0.5 points from Owen Daniels, which I love the fact that Clinton, he was over. He's like, oh, it's just going for a flyer that Owen Daniels is going to have a great game. You have Keenan Allen on your bench. You have a tight end going against a number 1 freaking wide receiver. Yeah, Keenan Allen may have not had a huge year last year or anything, but he's better than a tight end. That was a terrible call. I love your Jared Hayne crap. I just love it. You just continue to try and defend it the way that Lucas tries and defends freaking Lockett. They were both bad picks. They're not ever going to do anything for you, and if you have to play them, you're in a lot of trouble. That's what it comes down to. Dwayne, hey, that's not great news for you. If Aaron Rodgers can have a great game and you don't win. Well, I guess they have a great game. If Aaron Rodgers scores more than 20 points and you don't win, you're in trouble because he is your entire team. Ellington, Stewart, Cooks, he'll do better. Demaryius Thomas, he'll do better. Roddy White, Martellus Bennett, that's probably the highest game he has all year. That offense is, I still can't believe in the Bears offense. Even against the Packers. Maybe Matt Forte is turning me, but ugh. Hey, you actually had a crappy defense, Dwayne. Packers D, whoops. Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed that either. Figure out what James Jones is as a wide receiver for your real team and your fantasy team, and you might do better. But as it is, you lost by 40, so none of these games were even close. I mean, there was the Tyler and Malco thing, but nothing after that. That's ridiculous. And even that became a blowout really quick. Lucas, your team is terrible. Harry and the Henderson face is not going to help you. And why do you have... What's the A? I'm the Manning. Anyway. Cam Newton, Jamal Charles, that's about what he'll get. 16 points a game. LaShawn McCoy, he'll probably do better. Mike Wallace, Calvin Johnson, he'll improve. Sammy Watkins, 0 points. It's fantastic. Let's look at your bench and see if you should have played someone else. Hey, maybe you should have played Tyler Lockett. Why didn't you play Tyler Lockett, Lucas? He's such a great pick. Why didn't you put him in over Sammy Watkins, who got you 0 points? Again, double-digit defenses, though. Look at that. Rams and Ravens. That's right. You have 2 defenses. Thank you, Lucas. Thank you for proving my point. Suspended player, 2 defenses, a kick returner, 2 quarterbacks, and Devin Funchess. Yeah, your team's terrible. But hey, you always have Jamal Charles and Calvin Johnson. Aaron went ahead and won without getting much from me out of Eli Manning. Pretty good. Eddie Lacy, solid. Antonio Brown, big, but hey, we know that he's going to do well. Not entirely against this team. But what's really super interesting here is McManus scoring 18 points. Who was it? My brother told me a stat, and I think I mentioned to some people that the first half of the Denver-Baltimore game had 152-ish yards in total offense, whereas Brandon McManus had 156 yards worth of field goals. So he outkicked field goals in yardage more than the offenses had combined that first half. So that was a really bad game offensively for everybody. Your bench, Aaron, really bad, except for that Brandon Coleman pickup. That was nice. 10 points. Should have played him over, well, no one. You actually had good wide receivers. Well, no, Marcus Wheaton. But you traded for him after that. Man. Maybe you were going to play Brandon Coleman or Ruben Randall or Kenny Stills, or really just don't play 2 wide receivers from the same team. All right, next pick. Next pick. I'm sorry, I'm out of it. Next game, we got Newell, who just completely laid an egg. Team Asterisk, Gaining another asterisk on his team with Deshaun Jackson going out. There you go. You lost one in Todd Gurley being questionable this week rather than out, but now Deshaun Jackson made sure that you had 3 on your bench. So Jackson, Perriman, Thomas. What else we got? Cody Latimer not going to do anything. How many zeros do you have on your bench? 4 zeros on your bench. That's pretty impressive. Danny Woodhead on your bench. Also really impressive. I wouldn't have played him. Also, I think I would have played Coleman, Goran Peterson as you did, so can't do much there, but your team's looking pretty ugly. Russell Wilson will do better than 12 points. Adrian Peterson will definitely do better than 5, but Frank Gore, me. Tevin Coleman might be better than what I could have hoped for there, but Alshon Jeffrey, it's not going to be great. And then you got to solve your second wide receiver problem with one of those injured players. Yeah, you need a wide receiver. Hey, give me a call, Newell. I got wide receivers. We can talk. All right. Now, did I talk about Ricky's team here? Oh, no, I did not. So Tannehill, I think he's going to do better. So I'm looking at this. I'm not 100%. I'm back and forth on Ricky's team. I picked him to do really well. But as I'm looking at this, I'm like, I don't know. So Forsett didn't do great. Okay, but Chris Ivory did. 2 touchdowns. You know, he's going to have games like that. Big, 110, 120-yard game with a touchdown, get you 20 points. And then other games where you're only going to get 60 out of him, so you get 6 points. Edelman and John Brown at both 10 points. I mean, it's just kind of like a solid little team. Edelman and John Brown as his wide receivers isn't terrible. His other wide receiver situation isn't great, but I think he's going to solve that through some trades. So, yeah, I'm standing by it. He's not going to get 25 points out of Kelsey every week, but I'm standing by the fact that Ricky's got a good team, and hey, he won this week even though he's got Bell on his bench. Newell, you really let us down, and Travis Kelsey just kind of went crazy. So what can you do? And not good defenses in this game, though. Only 6 points and 7 points there. So, and finally, the Roadhouse. I think we all are aware that Casey's kind of no fun to mock because just it says, yeah, you're right. I lost. I'm no good. Yeah, Casey, it's really sad. And I can still enjoy mocking you when you just sit there and be like, I already conceded, blah, blah. No, it just makes it even sadder because it's you admitting defeat. And then on top of that, you're just pretending like you don't care when we all know that you do. And that's just even worse for you. So at least pretend like you care because we know that you do. I mean, act like you care because we know you do. Don't pretend like you don't. Hey, Tony Romo. Huh? How about them Cowboys? I know you all enjoyed that game. It was awesome. Thank you, Eli Manning and Tom Coughlin, for being absolutely terrible. I loved it. Running up and down the hallway, loved it. Tony Romo, 3 touchdowns. Jeremy Hill, 2 touchdowns. Rashad Jennings, 1 touchdown. I won a game, scored 105 points, despite the fact that Des Bryant went out. Emmanuel Sanders didn't do much, and Andre Johnson did crap. So I got a total of 13-something points for my wide receivers. I'll take a win when that's the case. Delaney Walker did, he's got his little 40 yards and a touchdown. Dolphins defense doing what I'm expecting. I mean, that was a decent game. Not great. I could definitely do better. Casey. 2.9 for Peyton Manning. Yeah, you're definitely going to get more out of that. Melvin Gordon. Alfred Blue. Melvin Gordon will step up. Alfred Blue won't. You're obviously waiting for that guy to come back. Jordan Matthews. That's about what you'll get. 12, 14 points on average from him. Vincent Jackson, you'll get better. Devontae Adams. Gotta get more out of Aaron Rodgers. It's just gotta happen. Dwayne Allen got your touchdown there randomly, right? Or no? Is that what he got? No, he didn't get a touchdown. He just got 77 yards. Huh. No, he got 3 yards and yeah, he just had the touchdown. The Texans D. Boy, they really let you down. For you, Casey, it's just down to Blunt and Foster. Can they come back and do it? Left those 15 points from Amir Abdullah on your bench. And I'm going to go ahead and wager that Matt Ryan's going to be in your starting lineup going forward for the foreseeable future after what we saw out of Peyton. So maybe he is, maybe he isn't, but I'm going to go ahead and say that. But for those who want to join us, Casey and I will be picking tonight to go to the Roadhouse in the next little while. He thinks that I owe him scenes. That's a TBD. We'll discuss it at the Roadhouse. Casey, find a night in the next couple of weeks that works well for you. We'll maybe go as a league, maybe not. People, let me know if you want to join us. Casey will not be paying for you, just for me because I won. But, we can sit there and talk football or pretend like we like each other, that whole thing. Anyway, that's it for the recap. Sorry, I didn't have much of a story to tell. A little bit tired tonight, but I figured I'd get this out on Tuesday rather than Wednesday, and hopefully get the preview to week 2 out tomorrow, and we'll continue to do posts, etc., etc.